Your eyes are under attack. Not slowly, not over decades, but at a pace no generation before you has ever faced. The average person today spends more than 11 hours a day looking at screens, and with every passing hour, the delicate structures inside your eyes, systems that took millions of years to evolve, are being pushed beyond their limits. Lens by lens, cell by cell, capillary by capillary. But here is what most people have never been told. There exists an ancient yogic method recorded in texts more than 2,000 years old that works not just on the surface of the eyes, but at the neurological level. Himalayan monks who practiced it maintained remarkably sharp vision well into their 70s and 80s, long before modern optometry, glasses, or surgery ever existed. Today, modern neuroscience is only beginning to understand what they already knew, and in the next few minutes you are going to learn exactly what that method is and how to begin using it tonight. Stay with this, because what you're about to discover can change not only how clearly you see, but how deeply you perceive the world around you. Let's begin with the problem, clearly and precisely. Inside your eye is a small but extraordinarily powerful structure called the ciliary muscle. Its role is constant adjustment, tightening to focus on close objects, relaxing to see at a distance. It performs this task thousands of times a day, automatically, without conscious effort. But here is where modern life interferes. When you stare at a screen, that muscle locks. It remains contracted, not for seconds, but for hours. Eye specialists call this accommodative spasm, and it is now reaching global levels. The muscle essentially forgets how to relax, and a muscle that cannot relax cannot function properly. This is one of the main drivers behind the worldwide surge in nearsightedness. Current projections suggest that by 2050, nearly half of the global population will be myopic. And that is only part of the story. The blue light emitted by screens penetrates deep into the eye, reaching the tiny blood vessels, the retinal capillaries that nourish your photoreceptor cells. Over time, this exposure creates oxidative stress, reducing blood flow to the very cells responsible for sharp, detailed vision. Your macula, the central region of your retina, is gradually deprived of oxygen and nutrients. At the same time, the way you use your eyes has changed. Constant, narrow, close-up focus trains your brain into a rigid visual pattern. Instead of the wide, relaxed awareness your visual system was designed for, your perception becomes tunnel-like, strained, and fatigued. In simple terms, your eyes are aging faster than almost any other organ in your body. And the common solution? Stronger glasses, which often accelerate the decline because they reduce the need for your eye muscles to work, allowing them to weaken further. But there is another path, one that has existed for centuries, quietly preserved. The practice is called Trataka. It is described in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, a Sanskrit text compiled in the 15th century, drawing from much older traditions. For generations, Himalayan practitioners used Trataka as one of the 6 core purification techniques, essential preparation before entering deeper states of meditation. The word itself means steady gaze, but do not mistake its simplicity for weakness. This is a precise and powerful method for retraining the visual system from the inside out. Ancient practitioners understood something modern science is only now confirming. Your eyes are not passive receivers of light. They actively direct attention, and wherever attention goes, the brain rewires itself. Modern research on visual neuroplasticity supports this. Studies show that sustained, focused, single-point attention activates the visual cortex far more effectively than scattered or distracted viewing. A study published in Nature Neuroscience demonstrated that targeted visual training can physically reshape the brain's visual processing centers. The brain doesn't just interpret better, it becomes structurally more capable of seeing. But there is an even deeper layer. The optic nerve does not stop at the visual cortex. Its pathways connect to the hypothalamus and from there to the pineal gland, the structure responsible for regulating sleep cycles, hormonal rhythms, and according to ancient traditions, expanded states of awareness. Traditionally referred to as the third eye, this gland was not described symbolically but anatomically. Ancient practitioners recognized that disciplined visual focus could stimulate this pathway. Emerging research now suggests that reduced function of the pineal gland, common in modern populations, may be influenced by lifestyle factors, including lack of natural visual engagement. Trataka, therefore, is not just eye training. It is vision therapy, neurological conditioning, and something far deeper. Now let's move to the practice itself. The protocol. Step 1. Preparation. Use a simple wax candle. No scent, no artificial coloring. Place it at eye level, about 2 to 3 feet in front of you. The room should be dim but not completely dark. Remove any airflow. The flame must remain steady. A flickering flame disrupts the neurological consistency of the practice. Sit upright, either cross-legged or in a chair with your spine straight and your hands resting on your knees. Posture matters. Spinal alignment influences the efficiency of neural signaling throughout the body. Step 2. The gaze. Focus your eyes on the tip of the flame, specifically the point just above the wick where the color shifts from blue to gold. This is your focal point. Begin with 30 seconds of steady, unblinking observation. Do not strain. Do not force stillness. Simply hold your attention there. Breathe slowly through your nose. 4 counts in, 4 counts out. The breath stabilizes your nervous system and prevents tension from building around the eyes. Step 3. The activation point. Within about 60 to 90 seconds, your eyes will begin to water. This is not a problem. It is a sign that the process has begun. The tear glands are cleansing the eye's surface, restoring oxygen and triggering relaxation in the ciliary muscle. Let the tears come. Do not wipe them. Do not blink yet. Hold your gaze until the sensation becomes strong, then gently close your eyes. Step 4. The internal image. With your eyes closed, you will see a faint image of the flame lingering in your inner vision, a point of light against darkness. This phase is critical. Focus on that image completely. Watch it. Follow it as it shifts, fades, or moves. Try to hold it steady. This activates your visual cortex without any external input, pure internal processing. This is where the brain begins to reorganize itself. This is where change happens. Remain with the image for as long as it lasts, usually between 30 and 60 seconds. Step 5. Progression. Week 1. Perform 2 rounds of 60-second gazing once per day. Week 2. Increase to 3 rounds, extending each to 90 seconds. Week 3. 4 rounds, approaching 2 minutes per gaze. As your eye muscles strengthen and adapt, you will notice that it takes longer for your eyes to water. That is progress. Avoid common mistakes. Practicing when your eyes are already exhausted, using screens shortly before starting, or skipping the after-image phase, which many people do, even though it is the most important part. Practice daily. Consistency matters far more than intensity. Now what can you expect? Within the first week, eye strain begins to decrease. Your eyes feel less tight, less fatigued, as if they have finally been allowed to reset. By the second week, distance vision may improve, especially in softer lighting conditions. The ciliary muscle begins to relearn how to relax. By around day 21, many practitioners report something deeper. Not just clearer vision, but a change in how they see. Their perception feels wider, calmer, more vivid. This is not coincidence. It is structural and neurological adaptation. But there is something even more important. The original purpose of Trataka was not simply sharper eyesight. It was clarity of perception. Ancient practitioners understood that how you see shapes how you experience the world. Vision is not separate from awareness. When you restore your vision naturally, you are not just improving an organ, you are reclaiming a way of engaging with reality that modern life has quietly taken from you. Your eyes are not just instruments of sight, they are gateways to how you understand everything around you. And now, you know how to begin. If this spoke to you, stay with it. The next step goes even deeper into ancient methods of restoring the senses, methods that modern science is only beginning to confirm. You won't want to miss what comes next.